Jake Murphy looked out the window of his spaceship. Stars filled the dark space around him. His ship was called the Horizon, and he was the commander. Today was a big day. Today, Earth's secret fleet would disappear. 3 years ago, aliens had come to Earth. They called themselves the Zephyrian Alliance. These aliens had many different species working together. When they met humans for the first time, they did not think much of Earth's people. The aliens laughed at humans. They said humans were too young and stupid to understand space technology. The aliens gave humans simple jobs like digging rocks and carrying heavy things. When Earth's leaders asked for better technology, the aliens said no. Maybe in 100 years, they said, when you grow up. But the aliens did not know something important. Humans had been working in secret. While the aliens thought humans were dumb, Earth's smartest people were building amazing things. Dr. Lisa Grant was one of these smart people. She had discovered something called quantum displacement theory. This discovery let humans build ships that could become invisible. No alien sensor could see them when they used this technology. Earth had built 50 secret ships. Each ship was better than anything the aliens had ever seen. The ships had smart computers that could think for themselves. They had engines that could travel through space in ways aliens did not understand. They had weapons that worked using new science. Captain Ron Baker was ready on his ship called Eagle's Fury. He sent a message to Jake saying his crew was prepared. Admiral Kate Williams was on the biggest ship called Terra's Shield. She was the leader of the whole secret fleet. Jake thought about their mission. The 50 ships would use the quantum displacement technology to disappear from normal space. They would hide in empty parts of the galaxy where no one would look for them. For 5 years, they would build better weapons and ships. The aliens would think Earth's best fleet had been destroyed in an accident. Starting quantum displacement in 30 seconds, said Lieutenant Ben Torres. He was working at the navigation controls. The alien watching stations would only see a small energy flash. Then the entire human fleet would be gone. The plan was simple but dangerous. Earth would pretend to be weak for 5 years. The secret fleet would hide and grow stronger. When they came back, humanity would be ready to fight as equals. Jake remembered the meeting where Earth's leaders had planned this mission. They knew the aliens would never treat humans fairly unless humans could force them to. The aliens only respected strength. So humans would become strong in secret. The quantum displacement technology was amazing. Dr. Grant had explained it to Jake many times, but he still did not fully understand how it worked. The ships would move into a different layer of space-time. They would still exist, but in a place where normal sensors could not find them. Each ship in the fleet had been built using the best human technology. The aliens thought humans could barely build simple rockets. They had no idea that human scientists had been studying alien technology for 3 years. Human engineers had taken alien ideas and made them much better. The Horizon had special armor that could change its shape. If an enemy shot at it, the armor could become soft and let the shot pass through without damage. Captain Baker's ship had weapons that could bend gravity. They could create tiny black holes that would destroy enemy ships. Jake's favorite part was the neural interface system. Dr. Chris Davis had invented a way for human pilots to connect their minds directly to their ships. When Jake put on the special helmet, he could feel the Horizon like it was part of his body. He could think a command and the ship would respond instantly. The aliens had never invented anything like this. They were too careful and slow. Humans were willing to take risks and try crazy ideas. This made human technology advance much faster than alien science. 20 seconds to displacement, Torres announced. Jake could feel excitement and fear from his crew. They were about to do something that had never been tried before. 50 ships would disappear at the same time. If something went wrong, the entire fleet could be lost forever. But Jake was not worried. Human engineers had tested the technology hundreds of times. They had sent small objects into quantum displacement and brought them back safely. The math was perfect. The science was solid. Jake opened a communication channel to speak with all 50 ships. This is Commander Murphy on the Horizon. In a few seconds, we will begin the most important mission in human history. For 5 years, the galaxy We'll think we are gone. During that time, we will become something new. Something the aliens cannot ignore or control. He could see the other ships through his window. They looked like normal human vessels from the outside. The aliens had been watching Earth's fleet for 3 years. They thought they knew everything about human ships. They were completely wrong. 10 seconds, Torres said. Jake felt the quantum displacement engines starting up. Energy flowed through the ship like electricity through a wire. The special crystals that powered the system began to glow with blue light. 5 seconds. The space around the fleet started to shimmer like water. Reality was bending around them. Displacement active. Torres pressed the final button. The universe changed. Jake felt like he was falling and flying at the same time. The stars outside became blurred lines of light. Then everything went dark for a moment. When the light came back, they were somewhere else. The alien monitoring stations were gone. Earth was millions of miles away. They had successfully jumped to the Kepler 442 system, where they would hide. For the next 5 years, Jake smiled as he looked at his crew. They had done it. The hardest part was over. Now they could begin the real work of becoming the most powerful fleet in the galaxy. Admiral Williams' voice came over the communication system. Congratulations, everyone. We are now officially disappeared. Let's make these 5 years count. The secret was safe. Earth's fleet was gone and no alien would ever find them. When they returned, the galaxy would never be the same. The news of Earth's missing fleet spread across the galaxy like fire. Every alien government heard about the 50 human ships that had simply vanished without any warning. The Zephyrian Alliance called emergency meetings to discuss what had happened. Ambassador Helen Price sat in her office on the alien space station. She was Earth's representative to the Galactic Council. Her job was to act surprised and worried about the missing fleet. Inside, she was excited because she knew the truth. Helen had helped plan the secret mission from the beginning. Every few days, she received hidden messages from the fleet using quantum communication technology. The aliens could not detect these messages because they did not know such technology existed. Ambassador Price, said the Zephyrian Council leader during their morning meeting, do you have any new information about your missing ships? Helen made her face look sad and worried. No, Council leader. We have searched everywhere but found nothing. We fear the worst has happened. She was a good actress. The aliens believed every word. The Zephyrian military commanders thought maybe an unknown enemy had destroyed the human fleet. They sent search teams to look for wreckage or signs of battle. They found nothing because there was nothing to find. Meanwhile, in the year hidden Kepler 442 system, the secret fleet was working harder than any human military force in history. Admiral Kate Williams had turned 3 large asteroids into massive construction facilities. Thousands of human workers and engineers lived on these space bases. Dr. Lisa Grant led the research teams that were creating new technologies every month. Her laboratory was built inside the largest asteroid. She had equipment that could manipulate matter at the atomic level. Her team was building weapons and defenses that seemed like magic. The ships themselves were changing completely. Jake Murphy's Horizon now had armor made from a special material that could phase in and out of normal space. Enemy weapons would pass right through it without causing any damage. The ship also had new engines that could move faster than anything in the galaxy. Captain Ron Baker was testing gravitational weapons on his ship Eagle's Fury. These weapons could create small black holes that would pull enemy ships apart. They could also make gravity waves that would crush anything caught in them. The aliens had never seen weapons like these. Admiral Williams was most proud of the neural interface improvements. Dr. Chris Davis had perfected the technology that let human pilots connect their minds to their ships. Now a single human could control a vessel better than a crew of 20 aliens. The human and ship became one thinking unit. Colonel Amy Fox was developing enhanced human soldiers. Using new medical technology, she could make humans stronger, faster, and smarter. These enhanced soldiers could survive in space without suits. They could lift heavy objects that would normally require machines. Their reflexes were so fast they could dodge laser blasts. The most amazing discovery came from Dr. Mary Clark's archaeological team. While studying ancient ruins on nearby planets, they found evidence that humans had once been a spacefaring civilization, thousands of years ago. The technology they were developing was not completely new. It was remembering old knowledge that had been lost. These ancient ruins contained star maps and technology blueprints that were far ahead of current alien science. The ruins suggested that early humans had built an empire across the galaxy before some disaster forced them to return to Earth and forget their space-traveling past. This discovery changed everything. The humans were not newcomers trying to catch up with alien technology. They were an old race remembering how to be powerful again. Dr. Grant's team used the ancient blueprints to build even more advanced weapons and ships. Back in normal space, Ambassador Helen Price continued to play her role perfectly. She attended diplomatic meetings where aliens discussed the primitive human problem. The Zephyrian Alliance was worried that humans might eventually become a threat, even though they seemed so weak now. Some alien leaders suggested that Earth should be controlled more strictly. Others thought humans should be moved to prison planets where they could not cause trouble. Helen listened to these discussions and reported everything to the secret fleet. The most dangerous aliens were the Corvan Empire. They believed that any species not under their control was a potential enemy. Corvan military leaders had been arguing for years that humans should be eliminated before they became strong enough to fight back. Helen learned that the Corvan Empire was planning something terrible. They wanted to reduce Earth's population by killing most humans and forcing the survivors to work in mining colonies. The Corvan admiral believed that 50 missing ships meant humans were trying to hide military strength. When Helen sent this information to Admiral Williams, the response was immediate. The secret fleet began preparing for war. They had been planning to hide for 5 years, but they might need to reveal themselves sooner if Earth was attacked. Dr. Grant's teams worked day and night to finish their most powerful weapons. The ships practiced battle formations in the empty space around their hidden bases. Enhanced soldiers trained for combat against alien forces. The quantum communication network that connected Earth to the secret fleet was also expanded. Every human ship, space station, and colony received hidden transmitters. When the time came to reveal the truth, every human in space would be ready to help. Jake Murphy spent his days testing the Horizon's new capabilities. His ship could now exist in multiple places at the same time using quantum physics. It could also travel through solid objects like they were made of air. The aliens would never be able to predict where human ships would appear during a battle. As the months passed, the secret fleet grew stronger while the aliens grew more suspicious. Reports came from across the galaxy about strange energy readings and mysterious ship sightings. The aliens were starting to notice that something unusual was happening, but they could not figure out what it was. Admiral Williams knew that the time for hiding was almost over. The enhanced humans, advanced ships, and powerful weapons were ready. Earth's secret fleet had become something that would shock the entire galaxy. The question was no longer whether humans could fight as equals with alien forces. The question was whether any alien military could survive a war against what humanity had become. Strange things were happening across the galaxy, and Dr. Mary Clark was the first person to notice the pattern. She worked at a research station that was shared by humans and aliens. Her job was to study different forms of life, but she spent most of her time watching space for unusual activities. For several months, alien monitoring stations had been reporting weird energy readings. Ships would appear on sensors for a few seconds, then disappear completely. The energy signatures did not match any known technology from any alien species. Mary studied these reports late at night when the alien researchers had gone to sleep. She printed out star maps and marked every location where something strange had been detected. After weeks of work, she discovered something that made her heart race. The mysterious sightings were not random. They formed a pattern around several star systems. Something was watching these areas very carefully. The sightings looked like a military reconnaissance mission, but no known fleet was operating in those regions. Mary brought her research to Commander Zek, the Zephyrian officer who ran the research station. She showed him the maps and explained what she had discovered. Zek looked at her data for about 30 seconds, then laughed. "Human paranoia," he said, using the alien words that meant humans worry too much about things that are not real. "Your species sees patterns everywhere even when nothing is there." These are probably just instrument errors or natural space phenomena. Mary tried to explain that the pattern was too organized to be natural, but Zek refused to listen. Like most aliens, he believed that humans were not smart enough to understand complex space activities. He filed Mary's report in the section for human mistakes and misunderstandings. On Earth, government leaders were having heated arguments about the secret fleet. Senator Paul Reed believed it was time to tell the truth about humanity's hidden military power. He argued that the fleet was strong enough to force aliens to treat humans as equals. "We have been living a lie for 5 years," Reed said during a closed government meeting. "Our people deserve to know that we are not weak. The aliens deserve to know that we will not accept their control anymore." Defense Secretary Linda Gray disagreed completely. She believed that revealing the fleet too early would be dangerous. "We need more time to ensure that we are completely superior to alien forces. If we show our strength too soon, they might unite against us before we are ready." The argument became pointless when Earth's long-range sensors detected a massive alien fleet moving toward the outer edge of the solar system. The ships belonged to the Corvan Empire, the most aggressive and militaristic species in the galaxy. Intelligence reports suggested that the Corvan Empire had decided that humans were becoming too dangerous to leave alone. Even though humans appeared weak, the Corvans believed that any species not under their direct control was a future threat. The Corvan plan was brutal and simple. They would demand that Earth's population be reduced by 70%. The surviving humans would be moved to mining colonies where they would work as slaves for the rest of their lives. If Earth refused, the Corvan fleet would destroy all human cities and space stations. Ambassador Helen Price received the quantum communication from Admiral Williams while she was sitting in a Galactic Council meeting. The message was short, but clear. Phase 3 initiated. Fleet returning home. Prepare for revelation. Helen felt excitement and fear at the same time. For 5 years, she had been acting like Earth was helpless and dependent on alien protection. In a few days, the galaxy would learn the truth about human capabilities. What the aliens did not know was that every human vessel in normal space was equipped with hidden technology. Cargo ships that appeared to be simple transport vehicles were actually advanced reconnaissance platforms. Research stations like the one where Mary worked had defensive systems that could protect entire planets. The quantum transmitter network that had been built over 5 years was about to activate for the first time. Every human in space would receive the same message simultaneously. Every hidden weapon would come online at the same moment. Mary Clark was working late in her laboratory when her computer screen flickered and displayed a message she had never seen before. Operation Revelation begins in 72 hours. Prepare for full network activation. Remember your training. Mary stared at the message in shock. She had not received any special training. She was just a scientist studying alien life forms. But as she read the message again, memories started coming back to her. 5 years ago, she had attended what she thought was a normal research conference. During that conference, she had received psychological conditioning that had been hidden in her mind until this moment. She suddenly remembered. Her real mission at the research station. Mary was not just a scientist. She was also a spy and a sabotage expert. Her job was to gather intelligence about alien military capabilities and to disable the research station's weapons if humanity ever went to war with the aliens. Similar messages were appearing on screens throughout the galaxy. Human workers on alien ships, researchers at alien universities, and diplomats at alien governments were all receiving their activation orders. For 5 years, these people had lived normal lives while carrying hidden programming in their minds. The Corvan Admiral announced his ultimatum during a broadcast that reached every inhabited planet in the galaxy. The human species has become a potential threat to galactic stability. Humanity will submit to immediate population reduction and relocation to designated mining colonies. Any resistance will result in the complete destruction of Earth and all human settlements. The alien species that were part of the Zephyrian Alliance were nervous about the Corvan ultimatum. Some thought it was too harsh. Others worried that destroying Earth might upset the balance of power in the galaxy. But none of them were willing to fight the powerful Corvan Empire to protect humans. Admiral Williams sat on the bridge of Terra's shield. watching the countdown timer that showed how much time remained before the fleet would return to normal space. Her ship had become something that defied alien understanding of physics and engineering. The neural interface connected her mind directly to the ship's consciousness. Terra's shield was no longer just a machine with computers. It had become a thinking entity that shared William's thoughts and emotions. The ship wanted to protect humanity as much as she did. Captain Ron Baker was running final tests on Eagle's Fury's gravitational weapons. His ship could now create controlled black holes that would pull enemy vessels apart. It could also generate gravity waves that would crush alien ships like empty cans. Jake Murphy was practicing with Horizon's new phase-shifting technology. His ship could exist in multiple dimensions at the same time, making it impossible for enemies to target. The ship could also travel through solid objects like they were made of mist. All across the hidden fleet, enhanced human soldiers were preparing for battle. Colonel Amy Fox had created warriors who could survive in the vacuum of space and fight with strength that exceeded any alien species. These soldiers could teleport directly onto enemy ships and disable them from the inside. The aliens had demanded an answer to their ultimatum within 72 hours. They would receive an answer, but not the one they expected. Humanity's secret fleet was coming home, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The space around Earth exploded with light that had never been seen before. 50 ships appeared out of nowhere, but they looked nothing like the vessels that had disappeared 5 years earlier. The ships seemed alive, with hulls that moved and changed shape like breathing animals. Energy patterns flowed across their surfaces in colors that made alien sensors scream warnings. Admiral Kate Williams stood on the bridge of Terra's shield. The ship had become part of her mind, and she was part of the ship. When she thought about moving, the vessel responded instantly. When she felt angry, the ship's weapons charged automatically. The Corvin fleet had 300 ships positioned between Earth and Mars. They were the most powerful military force the galaxy had ever assembled. Their admiral, Thokmar, had been looking forward to destroying the weak human resistance. "This is Admiral Williams of the Terran Defense Fleet." Her voice somehow reached every ship in the system, even though the aliens had not given her permission to use their communication frequencies. "You have 30 seconds to leave our system immediately." Admiral Thokmar laughed so hard that his whole body shook. "Foolish humans, your pathetic ships cannot possibly threaten the mighty Corvin Empire. We have 300 vessels equipped with the most advanced weapons in the galaxy." His laughter stopped when Captain Ron Baker demonstrated what human ships could do now. Eagle S Fury did not fire normal weapons. Instead, the ship created a bubble of altered time around one Corvin destroyer. Inside the bubble, time moved much faster than normal. The alien crew watched in horror as their ship aged 50 years in 30 seconds. Metal turned to rust. Computers failed, and life support systems broke down from old age. The Corvin destroyer drifted helplessly as its crew tried to understand what had happened to them. They were still alive, but their ship was now too old to function. Admiral Thokmar stared at his screens in disbelief. What kind of weapon was that? Our shields did not even detect an attack. The answer came from Jake Murphy's ship, Horizon. The vessel seemed to split into 5 identical copies, each one appearing in a different location around the Corvin fleet. The alien gunners tried to shoot at the copies, but their weapons passed through the ships like they were shooting at ghosts. Then the real Horizon appeared directly inside a Corvin battleship. The alien crew screamed as a human vessel materialized in their engine room. Jake's ship had somehow passed through the battleship's armor like it was made of air. Horizon fired a single shot that disabled the battleship's power systems, then phased back out through the hull, leaving the aliens floating helplessly in a dead ship. "Impossible!" Admiral Thokmar shouted. "No ship can pass through solid matter. This violates every law of physics." Colonel Amy Fox answered his question by demonstrating the enhanced human soldiers. 50 warriors appeared on Corvin ships throughout the fleet. They had teleported directly from human vessels onto alien bridges. The aliens shot at them with laser weapons, but the enhanced soldiers moved so fast that the laser beams could not hit them. The human soldiers did not kill the alien crews. Instead, They disabled the ship's weapons and engines with their bare hands. The enhanced humans were so strong that they could tear through alien metal like paper. They could survive in the vacuum of space without breathing equipment. Within minutes, half of the Corvan fleet was disabled. The aliens had never seen anything like the human warriors. The soldiers moved like they could predict the future, dodging attacks before the aliens even pulled their triggers. Dr. Lisa Grant's quantum displacement technology allowed human ships to attack from multiple directions simultaneously. A single, human vessel could appear to be in 20 different places at the same time. When the aliens shot at one location, they would hit nothing but empty space. The most terrifying human ship was Terra's Shield. Admiral Williams' vessel seemed to understand what the aliens were thinking before they thought it. The ship moved like a living creature, dancing between enemy attacks while its weapons struck with perfect accuracy. Terra S. Shield-fired weapons that created miniature black holes. These tiny gravity wells pulled Corvan ships apart piece by piece. Other weapons generated force fields that crushed alien vessels like invisible giant hands. Admiral Thokmar. Williams's voice came from speakers throughout the Corvan flagship. Your fleet is defeated. Order your ships to retreat or we will be forced to destroy them completely. Thokmar looked at his tactical display and saw that his 300 ships were being defeated by 50 human vessels. Half of his fleet was already disabled. The rest were retreating in panic as human ships appeared and disappeared around them like deadly phantoms. This is not possible, Thokmar whispered. Humans are supposed to be primitive. They mine rocks and carry heavy objects. They cannot build technology like this. You have been deceived, Williams replied. For 5 years, you believed we were weak because we wanted you to believe it. We allowed you to think you were superior while we became something beyond your understanding. The Corvan admiral realized that his empire had made a terrible mistake. The humans had not been weak at all. They had been hiding their true strength, while building weapons that made alien technology look like children's toys. Retreat, Thokmar ordered his remaining ships. All vessels retreat immediately. But the human fleet was not finished with their demonstration. As the Corvan ships tried to escape, they found their paths blocked by human vessels that appeared out of nowhere. The humans were not trying to destroy the aliens. They were making sure the aliens understood exactly how helpless they were. Jake. Murphy's Horizon appeared directly in front of the Corvan flagship. The ship somehow created multiple copies of itself, surrounding Thokmar's vessel with identical human ships. The admiral could not tell which ships were real and which were illusions. This message is for your empire and all alien governments, Williams announced. Humanity is no longer your subordinate species. We are no longer your mining slaves. We are your equals, and we demand to be treated as such. The retreating Corvan fleet carried the news throughout the galaxy. Within hours, every alien government knew that humans had revealed military technology that surpassed anything in known space. Dr. Mary Clark watched the battle from her research station. She had secretly disabled the station's weapons as soon as she received her activation message. Now she was recording everything the aliens said as they panicked about the human demonstration. How did they hide this from us? Commander Zek asked, his voice shaking with fear. We watched their ships for years. We thought we knew everything about human technology. Mary smiled as she continued her recording. You saw what we wanted you to see. While you were laughing at our primitive ships, our scientists were building vessels that could defeat your entire alliance. The battle around Earth lasted only 2 hours, but it changed the balance of power in the galaxy forever. The human fleet had demonstrated technologies that the aliens could not understand or defend against. As the last Corvan ships fled the solar system, Admiral Williams opened communication channels to every alien government in the galaxy. The message she sent would reshape galactic politics forever. Every screen in the galaxy displayed the same image at exactly the same moment. No alien government had given permission for this broadcast, but their communication systems had been taken over by technology they could not understand or stop. The speaker was Director Sam Hughes, a human that no alien had ever heard of before. He stood in what appeared to be a massive technological cathedral, built deep beneath Earth's surface. Behind him, holographic displays showed star maps, weapon designs, and spaceship blueprints that were far beyond current alien science. "Citizens of the galaxy," Hughes began, his voice reaching every inhabited planet simultaneously. "For 5 years you have known humanity as a primitive species suitable only for basic labor. This was a carefully planned deception that we maintained for your comfort and our preparation." Alien leaders across the galaxy watched in shock as the broadcast revealed the true scope of human development. The images showed hidden bases throughout the galaxy, not just in remote star systems, but in dozens of locations that aliens had thought were empty space. Advanced human technology had been operating under alien noses for years. Cargo ships that aliens had ignored were actually sophisticated spy vessels. Research stations that seemed harmless were equipped with weapons that could destroy entire fleets. "Our ancestors once traveled these stars," Hughes continued as new images flashed across every screen. The pictures showed ancient ruins being excavated by human archaeological teams. Alien scientists recognized some of these sites, but they had never found anything more advanced than broken pottery. The humans had discovered technology blueprints hidden in ruins throughout the galaxy. These ancient plans showed weapons, ships, and scientific principles that were thousands of years ahead of current alien knowledge. The ruins proved that humans had once built a galactic empire before some forgotten disaster forced them to return to Earth. "We are not newcomers to the galaxy," Hughes announced. "We are returning home." Admiral Kate Williams appeared on the screens next, speaking from the bridge of Terra's shield. Her ship floated in space near Earth, its hull glowing with energy, patterns that made alien sensors malfunction just by looking at it. "Effective immediately, Earth withdraws from the Zephyrian Alliance," Williams declared. "We extend an offer of true partnership to any species willing to treat humanity as equals. Those who prefer the old system of dominance and subjugation will find us very uncooperative." What happened next? Redefined galactic politics forever. Human ships appeared in every major star system simultaneously. For years, dozens of vessels had been hidden in each system, their crews patiently waiting for this moment. The aliens had been completely surrounded by human military forces without knowing it. Trade vessels throughout the galaxy revealed their true nature as advanced reconnaissance platforms. Dr. Mary Clark's research station activated defensive systems that created an energy shield around the entire facility. Similar shields appeared around human colonies and important installations. The quantum communication network that connected all human forces became visible for the first time. Every human ship, station, and settlement was linked by technology that allowed instant communication across any distance. The network had been operating in secret for 5 years. Jake Murphy brought the Horizon out of quantum displacement in the Zephyrian home system. His ship appeared directly above the alien capital planet, demonstrating that humans could strike anywhere in the galaxy whenever they chose. Captain Ron Baker positioned Eagle's Fury in the Corvin Empire's most heavily defended system. His ship's gravitational weapons created a controlled black hole that pulled apart an unmanned asteroid, showing the aliens exactly what would happen to their planets if they chose to continue fighting. The response from alien governments was immediate and dramatic. The Altarian Republic, which had always treated humans with slight respect, immediately sent a diplomatic message requesting formal alliance negotiations. Their ambassador arrived at Earth within days, carrying offers of technology sharing and military cooperation. The Centauri Federation, a group of smaller alien species, applied for protection under Earth's new technological umbrella. They offered to provide resources and manufacturing support in exchange for human defense against larger, more aggressive alien empires. Several independent alien colonies declared their independence from the Zephyrian Alliance and requested permission to join a new galactic organization led by humanity. But the most telling response came from the Zephyrian leadership themselves. The same aliens who had condescendingly welcomed humanity as mining labor now requested formal audiences with Earth's government. They offered technologies and partnerships they had previously deemed humans unworthy to receive. The Zephyrian High Council sent Ambassador Velkarn to Earth with a message of mutual respect and cooperation. Velkarn was the same official who had laughed at human requests for equal treatment just 6 months earlier. The Zephyrian Alliance recognizes that we may have underestimated human capabilities, Velkarn said during his first meeting with Director Hughes. We would like to renegotiate our relationship based on equality and shared benefits. Hughes listened politely, then responded with a smile that made the alien ambassador very uncomfortable. Ambassador Velkarn, 6 months ago you told our representatives that humans might be ready for equal treatment in a few centuries. What has changed your mind so quickly? The ambassador struggled to find words that would not admit his government's previous arrogance and prejudice. Dr. Lisa Grant was appointed as Earth's new Director of Galactic Technology Sharing. Her job was to decide which alien species deserved access to human innovations. The irony was not lost on anyone that aliens now had to prove themselves worthy of human knowledge. Not all alien responses were positive. The Corvan Empire retreated to their home systems and began desperate preparations for a war they knew they could not win. Intelligence reports suggested they were trying to build weapons based on stolen human technology, but they lacked the scientific understanding to make the technology work. Other aggressive alien species formed a coalition called the Galactic Resistance Front. They declared that humanity's rise to power was illegal and threatened the natural order of the galaxy. These species began planning military actions against human targets. Admiral Williams welcomed these challenges. Let them come, she told the Earth Defense Council. We have spent 5 years preparing for exactly this situation. Any alien force that attacks humanity will discover why the galaxy forgot our ancestors. The enhanced soldiers led by Colonel Amy Fox were deployed to protect human civilians throughout the galaxy. These warriors could defeat entire alien military units single-handedly. Their mere presence was enough to discourage most potential attackers. Standing on the bridge of Terra's shield, Admiral Williams looked out at a galaxy that had fundamentally changed in less than a week. Human ships patrolled star systems that had once been controlled by alien empires. Human technology was reshaping interstellar trade and communication. But the most important change was in how other species viewed humanity. The condescending attitudes and dismissive laughter had been replaced by fear, respect, and in some cases, genuine friendship. Jake Murphy docked the Horizon at Earth's primary space station and took his first shore leave in 5 years. As he walked through the station's corridors, he saw aliens and humans working together as equals for the first time in galactic history. A Zephyrian engineer was learning quantum displacement theory from a human scientist. An Altarian diplomat was negotiating a mining agreement that gave humans 60% of the profits, instead of the 10% they had received before. The age of human dominance had not begun through conquest or destruction. It had begun through patience, intelligence, and the willingness to let others underestimate what humanity could accomplish. Earth, EA's secret fleet had returned, not as the disappeared vessels everyone remembered, but as harbingers of a new galactic age where humans would never again be treated as a lesser species. The galaxy had learned a lesson that would not be forgotten. Never underestimate the quiet ones who seem weak, but might just be planning something amazing.